Morning friends, this is Y Venkanna, Department of Computers, Government Degree College for Women, Khammam. Government Degree College for Women, Khammam. Today our topic is control statements in C. So in this contest, we have to discuss what is the control structures, what are the types of control structures, and discuss briefly about the each one of them. So next one is control structure. A statement that is used to control the flow of execution in a program are called the control structure. The flow of execution are called the control structures. The main intention of control structures is it combines the instructions into logical unit. The instructions into logical unit. The logical unit has one entry point and one exit point. One entry point, it contains one exit point and one entry point. The control structure basically divided into three types. Those are: number one is branching statement, second one is looping statement, and third one is jumping statement. So first of all, we have to discuss about what is the branching statement and how many types of branching statement, how it can be involved to execute the program. So that is we have to briefly discuss about those branching statement. These statements are purely known as decision making statements. It allows the computer to make a decision in your computer, in your programs. Okay, na? It makes a decision of the program. It selects a statements or set of statements, or simply we can say that the set of instructions to be executed on the basis of the condition. And these statements can be depend upon the conditions. So sometimes the condition will be true, sometimes the condition will be false. But this is the purely depend upon the conditions. The branching statement basically divided into five types. Those are: number one is if, it is also called as the simple if, second one is if else, nested if, ladder if, and last one is switch. Last one is switch. So next, first of all, we have to discuss what is if statement. The if statement is simply called as simple if. It is also called as the simple if. In this statement, if is a keyword. In this statement, if is a keyword. The simplest if structure involves a single executable statement. A single executable statement. The execution of the statement occurs only if the condition is true. In the sense, if we have to use the simple if, the statement will be executed only the condition will be true, or the boolean statement will be satisfied. If the condition is false, it will be terminated from the statement. It will be terminated from the conditions also. Here we have to observe the syntax of the simple if. Here I am taking if condition. Here I am taking the if condition. If condition, it is a block of statements. It is a block of statements. So next, here we have to observe the flow chart. If we have to take the condition, if the condition is true, then only the statement will be display. Then only the statement will be display. If the condition is false, it will be terminated from the loop. Here I have to use one example program, that is here. Suppose already we know hash include iostream.h, these are the header files in C++. Here I am taking two variables, that is x and y. Here the x and y belongs to the integer data type. Now I am given a values to x is 20 and y is 22. So our intention is, in a simple if the condition is true, then only the statement will be displayed. Here my condition is x is less than y. X is less than y. If I taken two values from x and y respectively, 20 and 22. If my condition is x is less, actually I taken a value of x is 20 and y is 22. So here the condition is satisfied. Then only Cout is already output statement in C++. So here I have write a statement. Suppose here I am writing the x greater than y. X greater than y. So it cannot display any message or any statement. Why? Because the condition is false. Why? X value 20 and y value 22. The greater than symbol is x is greater. So but the condition is false. That's why here the any statement should not be written. So this is the basic statement of a simple if. Second one is if else. So in if else statement we have to get at least one statement. Here we can check the condition. If the condition is true, a statement will be displayed, or if the condition is false, then only the false statement will be displayed. So we have to observe in this statement, if the condition is true, then the true statement will be displayed immediately following if it stated or executed. So after if the condition is true, it will be display statement and it will be terminate from the statement. It will be exit from the statement. Otherwise, the false statement are executed. If the condition is false, the false statement will be executed. The use of if else basically allows to alternate a set of statement to be executed if the condition is false. In the sense, if condition is true, then true statement will be displayed. Sometimes it will be occur the condition is false. So what happen? It should not display any one message. Those messages are belongs to the false message, false statement message. Here we have to observe the syntax is this is a syntax. So what is the syntax? Here if expression is nothing but a condition. Expression is nothing but a condition. So in this condition, if the condition is true, a true block of statements, else false block of statement. So here we have to observe the example. From the above example, here I am taking two variables, that is one is x and the second one is y. These two are belongs to the integer. Here I am giving the value of x is 20 and y is 22. So I can use the same above condition if x less than y. So in previous example, if x less than y, what is the x value will be displayed. Here if condition is false, actually x less than y, if the condition false, so here the false statement also display. So this is the basic concept. Here we have to observe the flow chart. So here I can use the condition. So this condition is occur true possibilities, if either true or false, either true or false. So if we are true, it will be display a true statement, or if it is false, it will be display a false statement. Whatever it is, of course it is true statement or false statement, it will be terminated from the condition. So in general example in COVID-19, here we have to check a condition is either positive or negative. If condition is true, then he is a positive, he is a corona patient. If no, he is not a perfect person, he should not belong to the corona patient. Then after completion of test, he will be exit from the statement. So this is the basic intention of the if else statement. Next one is if else. It is also called as the nested if. If else if statement. So here we have to check the first if condition. If the condition is true, then it will display statement and exit from the loop. Else if it is not the possible, again it will be check another condition. If those condition will be true, then it will be display exit from the loop. Of course, in the second stage the condition is false, then only it will be check another condition till if condition is the possible positive result. Here it can be used to choose one block of statement from many block of statements. Here number of statements will be used. Among those, choose one block of statement. The condition which is true, its block of statement is executed and the remaining is skipped. So whatever it is, suppose we are going to the shopping, we are choosing number of items. So among those I will choose one item. So if I can satisfy from, I can exit from the shop. If I cannot satisfy from that good, I will choose another good. So till any I can purchase any one of the good from the shop. So this is the intention of the ladder if. Ladder if means latter if. Here we have to check the observe the syntax. If test expression, it is also called test expression means the condition. If those condition is true, If those condition is true, then statement will be displayed. Else, if the condition is false, again I will check another condition. If those condition is true, and it will be display and exit from the loop. If it is not the possible, I will check another condition also till the condition will be true. So this is called as the ladder if. Here I have to observe the flow chart. So this is a flow chart. So in this flow chart, first Boolean expression 1. Boolean expression 1 means test condition 1. If the test condition 1, it is a true condition, it will be display statement and exit in the loop. So if condition is false, then I will check another Boolean expression or another condition. If this condition will be set, it will be display statement and exit from the state loop or exit from the condition. Or if it is not satisfied, then again I will check in the condition till we have to check the number of condition. When I will get the true statement. So this is the basic flowchart of the ladder if. And the next one is nested if. In the sense next if. In this statement, if the first if condition is true, the controller will be enter inner if. Again I will check another condition. If this is true, the statement will be execute. Here we have to check more than one conditions. Otherwise, controller will be come out of the inner if and the else statement will be execute. Here we have to observe the flow chart. If the Boolean expression, if the condition is true, it will be check immediately another condition. If the condition 1 is true, it will check another condition. So this condition will be true, it will be display the positive or true statement. If it is a false, or first condition will be false, either first condition false, not second condition false, it will be execute the false statement from the loop. Here we have to observe the flow chart. So in this flow chart, we have to observe. So first I will check the Boolean statement. If the condition is true, so every condition has two possibilities, either true or false. So if the condition is true, then it will enter the body of if. Again I will check another if. Here we are having two possibilities. If the condition is true, it will be display a message. Here also, if the condition is false, it will be display the false message. So initially the condition will be false. Then again it will enter the another if. Here I have to check the condition. If the condition is true, then it will be display true message or it will be display the false message. In this manner, the nested if will be executed. So these are the basic branching statements. So second one is switch statement. So in switch statement, the control statement which allows us to make a decision from the number of choice is called the switch or switch case statement. It is a multi-way decision statement. It tests a given variable or given expressions or given condition against the list of case values. So if we have to use the switch statement, we must be follow some rules and regulations. Those are, if the expression in the switch statement must be an integer or a character constant. So we should not check the condition either float value or double value or other void like that. Okay now, the switch statement, the expressions must be either integer or character. And next one is, though there is no real numbers are used in the expressions. Why? Because the real numbers contains the decimal values. The real numbers Simply we can say that the switch statement cannot allows the decimal values. The default is optional. The default is optional and can be placed anywhere, but usually placed to end of the statement. So in this we have to use one keyword, that is default. So that means here we have to check the multi-way conditions, more than one conditions. So suppose I need to have 5 chances, or I have, there is a 5 numbers, 1 2 3 4 5 numbers. So I choose the fifth number. First I will check first, either I will check with, I will compare the 0 with 5, and 1 to 5, 2 to 5, 3 to 5, so on 5 to 5. So whenever the condition will be true, whenever the condition will be true, it will be statement. By default there is no value from the given list. By default it will be display a default value. By default it will be display a default value. So that's why we can use anywhere in the statement of the default value, but generally we can use the end of the statement. The case keyword must be terminated with the semicolon. Here you have to observe the syntax. Switch expression. So these expressions must be either integer or character. Either integer, character. In this statement we have to check the multi-way. So 1 2 3 so on n. So default value can also use, default can also use, but by default the default case statement can be used at end of the program. Here every case statement can be end with the semicolon. End with the semicolon. So no two case constant are identical. Here we have to use case 1, case 2, case 3, so on, case n. These are the, can also called as the labels. So these labels are not identical. Any two labels cannot be identical. The value of such expressions are compared with the case constant in the order specified, that is from the top to bottom. Simply we can say that the switch statement can be executed from label 1 to, or case 1 to case n. Case 1 to case n. So by default from 1 to n there is no specific or positive result. It will be exhibited, or it will be displayed as default value. The switch may be occur within another switch, but it is rarely done. We have to use the more than one switch within a switch, but it is rarely condition. Such statement are called the nested switch statement. So nested means next switch statement. That is called as next switch statement. The switch statement is very useful while writing the menu drivers programs. So menu drivers programs are used to write the switch statement. So here we have to observe the flow chart. So here I am using the one switch expression. So if the condition, here case is a keyword, here one is the label 1. One is the label 1 is the expression value can be indicated with the label. If the condition is true, then the statement will be executed, and finally it will be break from the loop. It will be break from the loop. It will be break from the loop. So if case 1 is not satisfied, again it will be check the case 2. If case 2 is satisfied, then statement 2 will be displayed, and it can be exit from the statement. It can be exit from the statement. It can be exit from the statement. So finally there is no value, there is no case value are identical, or case value are not satisfied. By default it will be displays the default value. So this is the basic concept about the switch statement. And next one is iterative statement or looping statement, or control switch. The second one is looping statement. Looping statement, it is also called as the iterative statement. Loops is used to repeatedly execute set of statement. It is repeatedly executed. The structure that repeats a statement is known as iterative. Iterative is nothing but a repeated. The repetitive or a looping construct. If the condition is true, then the statement will be executed until the condition will be false. If the condition then the statement will be executed until the condition will be false. So this is the basic description of the looping statement. The purpose of looping statement is execute statement for a specific number of times. Execute the statement, specific statement in number of times. To use a sequence of values. To use a sequence of values. These are the basically three types. Those are, one is while loop, do while, and last one is for loop. While loop, do while, and for loop. So first of all we have to discuss what is while loop. While loop is also known as pre-tested loop. Pre-tested means before entering into the loop it will be check the condition. So after condition it will be execute the statement. That is also called as the pre-tested loop. In general, a while loop allows a part of the code to be executed multiple times depending upon a given boolean condition or boolean expression. Boolean conditions or boolean expressions. It can viewed as a repeating if statement. It can be viewed as a repeating if statement. The while loop is mostly used in the case where the number of iterations is not known in advance. In advance we can't expect how many iterations it will be complete. We cannot expect. Okay, na? We cannot expect. So simply we can say that the while loop is an entry control loop. Why? Because it is a pre-tested loop. It is a pre-tested loop. That's why we can say it is an entry control loop. We use while loop to repeat set of statement when the number of iterations are not known. The number of iterations are not known in the execution. It provides flexibility to define a loop without initialization and update parts. Without initialization, and we can't take any initial value, then automatically it will be executed in the loop. The minimum number of statement is 0. Here the minimum number of statements is 0. Why? Because it is a pre-tested. If the test condition true, then only it will be display statement. So that's why, so before testing it cannot be display any statement. So that's why you can say that the number of statements is, the minimum number of statement is 0. The minimum number of statement is 0. Here we have to observe the flowchart, syntax, as well as the one example. So here I am taking while. So condition, if the condition true, then body of the loop will be executed. Here I am taking one example, that is print 1 to n numbers. So the initial value of I is 1 and it will display how many numbers. Suppose I have to display, I can take n value is 10, it will display from 1 to 10 if the condition is. So if I can check the condition I less than n, then condition will be true, it will be display. So in this manner the while loop will be executed. And next one is do while. So the do while loop is a post tested loop. It is a completely opposite. While is a pre-tested. After testing the condition it will be entry the statement. So but whereas in do while it is a post tested loop. So post test means the minimum number of statement is 1 and before testing it will be display one statement. Using the do while loop we can repeat the execution of several parts of the statement. We can repeat the execution the several parts of the statement. The do while loop is mainly used in the case where we need to execute the loop at least once. The do while loop is mostly used in menu-driven programs where the termination condition depend upon the end user. Why? Because it is the menu-driven programs, because it is an end, depend upon end user. Here we have to observe the syntax. Here we have to observe the syntax do, then automatically before checking the condition, here we cannot check any condition, but the statement will be displayed. So that's why we can say the minimum number of statements in do while is 1, whereas in while loop the minimum number of statement is 0. Why? Because that is a pre-tested, this is the post-tested. So after completion of statement, here we have to check the condition. Where at the end of the loop we have to check the condition. So this is the basic example of the program to display 1 to some n numbers. So here we have to observe here the first of all, before going to check the condition, it will be display statement. Then after we can go to the condition. Here the condition is true, then it will goes to display the statement, again it will be the condition. So it is here we have to repeat the statement. That's why we can say it is a repetitive statement until the condition will be false. If the condition is false, it will be terminated from the loop. So this is the brief discussion about the do while. And the next one is for loop. So before going to discussion of a for loop, we have to observe the difference between while and do while. So this is one of the most important topic in hoops with C++, the difference between while and do while, and how the condition will be checked in while loop, how the statement will be executed in while loop, what is the manner in while loop, similarly what is the deviation or difference from compared to while loop and do while. So in while loop it is entry control loop, it is a entry control loop because it is a pre-tested condition, but whereas do while it is an exit control loop. Why? Because it is a post-tested loop. It is a post-tested loop. Okay na? So the syntax of while is while condition begin number of statement and exit. But whereas in do while we have to observe do statement, then only we have to check the condition. We have to check the condition. In while loop we cannot use the semicolon at end of the condition. At end of the condition we cannot write the semicolon, whereas in while, but in do while we must be use the semicolon. We can use the semicolon. Next, in while loop we have to check the condition at first, at initial stage, but whereas in do while we have to check the condition at end of the statement. At the end of the statement, simply we can say that checked later. Since the condition is checked first, the statement may or may not get executed. So where it will be executed, if the condition is true, it will be executed. If the condition is false, it cannot be executed. That's why we can say that may or may not. But whereas in do while, it may be executed. Why? Because it is a post-tested. So before going the testing of a condition, it will be display some statement. If the condition is false, initially the loop is skipped or the loop is exit even the first iteration. Even if, whereas in do while, even if the condition is false, initially the loop is executed at once. So these are the basic difference between the while and do while. And the next one is for loop. For loop is a common in major programming languages. It is used to execute of a statement for a fixed number of times. It is used when the number of iterations is known as before entering the loop. It is also known as the counter controlled loop. Here we have to observe the syntax for initialization, semicolon, condition, and increment to decrement. So initialization means if we have to take any variable, we can assign the initial value to a variable. Here we have to observe the example. The initial is I is a variable. The initial value of I is 0. Then after we have to check the condition. If I can display 1 to 10 numbers, so I is 0, then I less than or n. This is the basic condition. So after that, the I will be increment, sometimes increment or decrement, here I plus plus. So this is the first comes initialization of the counter variable, so it is also called as counter variable. So this is the basic syntax of the for loop. Here we have to observe the for loop. It is a completely different from while and do while. Why? Because in while loop we cannot initialize value at initial time, but whereas in do while we cannot initialize a value to a variable, but whereas in for loop we must be initialize a value to a variable. That is called as here, that is called as I equal to 0 or 1. I equal to 0 or 1. So here we start the program and check the condition. If the condition is true, the statement block. If again it will go to the check the condition till the condition will be false, it will be exit from the loop. So this is the basic brief discussion about the for loop. Okay, so next one is jumping statement. So tomorrow class we have to discuss what are the jumping statements in C++. Okay, thank you.